What's up? This is Patrick at Radicards, and today we're going to be talking about how having a very specific focus helps you and other people around you. So, think about person A, okay? This gentleman has been collecting baseball cards for 8 years, and he specifically collects Chicago Cubs anything. He's just a big Cubs fan. He grew up in Chicago, he's got family there. He's just, forever a Cubs fan. So, in his circles over the years, he's informed people that he is a big Chicago Cubs fan. So everybody knows him as a baseball card collector that collects specifically Chicago Cubs stuff, whatever that be, Ernie Banks up to Chris Bryant and everything in between. So it's very easy to know what this gentleman collects. All right, so now think about person B, all right? This gentleman has been collecting for 6 years, and he just likes sports stuff. Doesn't really matter what it is. He's just out and about. He looks at sports stuff, and he buys what he likes. So when you go into his collection, nothing really relates to one another. It's just this kind of like college of different things, kind of bunched together in his office, in his house. So you know he likes sports stuff, but you don't know what any specific degree, what specifically this gentleman collects within sports stuff. He just likes sports stuff. Now that you know person A and person B, ask yourself, which one of these gentlemen would make it easy for me to buy a gift for, specifically like, gentleman A collects Cubs stuff, gentleman B collects any sports item. You can make an argument for both sides. If it would be easiest for me to buy something for gentleman A because I could just get a Cubs anything and he'd be happy. Gentleman B, I can really just close my eyes and grab the first sports item I see and it would work for person B. But, the effort with which you put toward acquiring a certain gift for somebody based on the knowledge that you have of that person and their collection might show on the receiving end when that gentleman receives said gift. If you know that gentleman A collects Cubs, it would be pretty easy to find something that he would like. Now, it would make more sense to get to know his collection in a deeper manner. Ask him, hey, bring me your top 10 or 20 best pieces, the pieces that best represent your Cubs collection, so I can see your favorite items, your favorite pieces. This would give you an idea of specifically what within the Cubs this gentleman likes, and that would help you formulate an idea of what you could get this person as a gift on some milestone occasion, say a holiday or a birthday. Person B, this might be a little bit more difficult. You could still pose the same question. Hey, give me 5 or 6 items that best represent your collection, and what they bring you will give you an understanding of what this person likes within their collection of just miscellaneous sports stuff, right? And then that will help you understand how best to procure a certain item for their collection, or what to get for them specifically. This is an interesting conversation because it's about human communication. If you divulge detailed information about what you like, your passion, your hobby, it would make it easier for other people to identify gifts for you, or even present to you negotiations for trades, or other things in the realm of your hobby that would allow you to identify something that you might like in your collection if you're person A or person B. So whatever information you share with somebody, they learn a little bit more about you, and you do the same with them. Collecting is no different. Those kinds of conversations are important to get to know one another, and who collects what. And also, you guys, the knowledge transfer between the two of you helps because you share information, they share with you, and you guys get to learn about one another. This is very important. And try to embrace what you collect and the hobby, and embrace the excitement and the passion that you have, because passion is important. And baseball cards and sports cards allow us to exercise a degree of passion that helps us remain excited about life, because life is stressful. So baseball cards are in a way allowed to diffuse some of that stress, so we can remain excited regardless of what's happening in our lives. Baseball cards in that way are kind of like, sort of a savior in a way. But when you know, when you talk to somebody about your collection, be as authentic as you can about the information that you're sharing, because if you're if you're you and nothing else, if you're not trying to be something else, people will know the most authentic version of you, so they will be able to buy what they know makes you happy. Instead of positioning yourself as trying to be somebody you're not because you have an assumption of what that person expects you to be, I think you're going to find that the results are going to yield somewhat less desirable outcomes than if you were just yourself and the person on the receiving end got to know the true you, right? So this is a really important piece. You might find this on dating sites. The recommendation is be as authentic as you can up front, because it'll attract the right kind of people to you, not the wrong kind of people. See, if you try to be somebody you're not, you're going to attract the wrong kind of people into your circle. And especially in the dating world, that's highly undesirable. But in the collecting world, also highly undesirable. Like you say, you want to impress your friends, so you tell them that you're big into Mickey Mantle cards or whatever else. Of course, you don't have any Mickey Mantle cards, but let's say you collect Dante Bichette, but you don't want to tell people you collect Dante Bichette. There's nothing wrong with collecting Dante Bichette, by the way. I'm just saying that, and your friends, they collect mantles, so you too want to fit in with the group. Variety is a spice of life. That you don't collect what everybody else collects is actually a good thing, right? Instead of trying to fit in, embrace the possibility of standing out, okay? And you will be known as the 100% version of yourself, and that's the only really way we should want to be known, right? If you collect somebody who nobody else collects, great. There's a lot of benefits to that. No competition or low competition, and cost is significantly reduced. Where a lot of people are in the market, things can get pretty hairy at auction time, and so embrace what you collect, be yourself, and be as authentic as you can. When you're describing what it is you collect to other people, this will help others to get to know you and get to know your collection, get to know what you would like, so that when comes certain times to interact with items that you might like in the future, they can put you ahead of the game, and they can say, hey, I found a great Ernie Banks card. I'm going to think of such and so because I know he collects the Chicago Cubs stuff, right? So this degree of salience is very important with negotiations, with connection building, relationship building. It's just an important important factor to be transparent about what you collect, so that people can know you and your collection very easily. They can put a definition on it. Person B, we know he collects sports stuff, but we can't really define within that category what this person collects specifically. Is it bobbleheads? Is it jerseys? Is it framed, signed items? Is it baseball? Is it cards? What is it? So when someone has a clear definition of what you collect, that can help with transactions going forward. Now, again, going back to person B, if it is you that collects everything under the sun sports-wise, start to think about collection and ask yourself, what within my collection do I value the most? What are the most important pieces? What makes the most sense when I represent my collection? What are the pieces that represent my collection? Those are the kinds of pieces that you should allow to shine when people ask you what it is specifically you collect. So, bottom line, the whole point here I'm trying to explain is be authentic, be transparent with when people ask you what you collect, so that this will allow you to put yourself in potential situations that could be desirable in the future should they exist, right? And we talked about some of those with gift giving and potential negotiations and deals and things like that. So I hope you got something out of this conversation, and you found this somewhat educational. And thank you for tuning into Radicards.com, and until next time, enjoy collecting. If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy collecting.